Octopi are generally considered the most intelligent invertebrates on the planet, but coconut octopi are top among their 8 tentacled relatives. They gather and carry their shelters and keep them for future use. These tentacled creatures walk on 2 legs, almost like a human does.
Cuttlefish are masters of illusion. When it comes to changing skin color, they can outperform chameleons. Millions of pigmented skin cells light up like a Christmas tree when a cuttlefish feels threatened. With no hard shell for protection, the cuttlefish uses brains over brawn to survive. This one has adopted a defensive posture. Rather than trying to blend in, it changes color to stand out and raises its tentacles to appear larger. It's trying to ward off an incoming threat. In this case, it's not a predator, but a rival cuttlefish that has this creature up in arms. The defensive display isn't all for show. The muscle tissue of the cuttlefish contains potent toxins. The challenger takes no chances and leaves this patch of coral to its opponent. It's tough to escape the jaws of a predator when you don't see it coming. This is the brilliantly camouflaged ambush hunter, known as a stargazer. It buries its foot-long body in the sand, leaving only its face exposed. The stargazer is a stealth predator. It sits as motionless as a stone, then waits patiently for its next meal. Its specialized gills ensure that not one grain of sand is disturbed by its breathing. The stargazer swallows its prey whole. This hairy frogfish has better luck. She's an expectant mother and has more at stake than just an empty stomach. She tucks behind the coral and waits. Her mouth balloons to 12 times its original size, creating a vacuum to suck in the prey. The entire process takes just 1/6,000th of a second. Far too quick for the prey to react. It's the fastest bite in the animal kingdom.
This male squid is on guard. Beneath him, a female lays their eggs. But they have company. A second male loiters nearby. He may try and mate with the female. The guarding male quickly signals his annoyance by rapidly changing color. It's enough to halt the intruder in his tracks. He turns the color on by contracting his chromatophore muscles and relaxes them to turn it off. This lack of color causes his mantle and arms to turn white. The intruder keeps his distance, but doesn't give up. Remarkably, the male is also able to flash different colors on different sides of his body. He shows brown to the female to signal everything is fine, but flashes silver to intruders to say, keep away. This is known as silver lateral display. Pulsing dark blotches on his arms and a stripe down his back reinforce the warning, I will defend my mate. It's enough to drive his rival away.
Octopi are generally considered the most intelligent invertebrates on the planet, but coconut octopi are top among their 8 tentacled relatives. While many creatures use objects for shelter, only a few use tools to achieve a certain objective. And these creatures are the only invertebrates known to do so. They gather and carry their shelters and keep them for future use. This is considered very sophisticated behavior. In fact, coconut octopuses are so refined, they don't just crawl, swim, and jet propel themselves like other cephalopods. No, these tentacled creatures walk on 2 legs, almost like a human does. But unlike humans, octopi don't have a rigid skeleton or opposing muscles to allow for walking. But who cares how they do it? For they've got a much more terrifying use for these legs. Hidden in ambush, she has only to wait for the right moment. She uses her whole body to overwhelm her prey. In place of a mouth, she has a razor-sharp beak in the center of her tentacles. As powerful suckers restrain the crab, she pierces its body, injecting a venomous compound to paralyze her prey and digestive enzymes to soften it up. When dinner's ready, she'll suck out the soft bits. All that will remain will be an empty shell.